there, YouTube land? I am back with another video, and on today's video, we're just gonna call this a hair share. So whenever I have a video and I've already done a initial review and a final review, anything after that, I'm just gonna start calling hair shares. So any kind of updates that I've done with the hair. Update is so boring. So after an initial review and an updated review and a final review, anything after that on hair that I reviewed will be a hair share. So this hair share is from Belle Cherie, the most recent hair company that I've reviewed. And the hair share and the update on this hair is that I've colored it. So when I got the, after I received the hair, after I made the unit, I made it into those bangs and stuff like that. Why didn't y'all tell me that them bangs were too full? Them bangs were too full, and I realized that most of the closure was just a bang. And I was like, that's not what I wanted. I wanted a quick bedhead messy look with some light bangs, and I totally butchered that closure for that purpose. I will be repurposing that closure. It'll just be for a look with a fuller bang, but that's not what I wanted at the time for the unit. So luckily I had another closure that I was using for a few other units, and I just replaced it with that, and the closure is a 5x5 deep wave from Grace Hair on Aliexpress. The look that I wanted for this unit after the closure, I wanted the ashiest brown I could get. I wanted really ashy brown, that mousy brown color. But I didn't want blonde. I wanted the lightest I could go with brown and the ashiest I could go, but I didn't want blonde. And I don't know if you can tell or not. You'll probably be able to tell better in the like pictures and stuff like that. But the top portion of the closure is actually kind of blonde. It's a dark, caramely, weedy kind of blonde. So it's like almost that blonde, and then in some of the back it just went super high blonde, and I'm like, whatever. This happens every time in the back. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I start in the back first. My hair is always lighter in the back and darker in the front. Whatever. That's totally fine. It's okay. And as you can see, actually a lot of this hair isn't colored that much. I took maybe 4 rows of the middle of the unit and dyed it with some color. And let me show you the colors that I used for this unit. I promise one day when I figure it out, I'm going to show you guys how I color hair, but I always end up messing it up and it becomes something different. So I'm like, do I want to show you guys my beautiful mistakes or whatever? Do you guys want to see my beautiful mistakes? Because they're mistakes every time. Every time I do a color or something, it never comes out exactly how I want it to. So I'm like, I don't want to show you guys and it not turn out to be like this time. I wanted all brown hair and I ended up with blonde hair, but whatever. Which is weird because I used blonde dye, but I didn't think it would lift to blonde because usually it doesn't. But whatever. So I actually used the L'Oreal Technique, the Excellent High Color Blondes for dark hair only and Browns for dark hair only, in Cool Light Brown and Ash Blonde. This is the natural blonde that I have, the H13, but I didn't use this one. I used the Ash Blonde. I can't remember exactly which code that is, but I use Ash Blonde and with this, with these brands, and I picked them up at Sally's, and then I used the H2 Cool Light Brown. So I used a few boxes of these. I started out with the H2 for the bottom portion of the hair, because my goal was to have majority brown hair with some like light brown highlights, some really mousy ash brown highlights. But then I'm like, this isn't, it's not, the hair was already kind of in a natural two for a lot of the hair, but if you guys have seen my updated review for the unit that I made for Belle Cherie, you would know that I was trying to get brown for the bottom bundle because it was too dark, and then I ended up bleaching the bottom too light, and so it was blonde. So with these colors, I actually got it to blend in and become darker, but I just wanted more of those. I really liked those highlights with that. So I tried to do that with the rest of the hair. And as you can see, let me just show you, since this is a 5x5 closure, a lot of it is coming up blonde because a lot of the hair that is the closure is blonde. But let me show you where the actual Belle Cherie hair is. If I can find it. I can't find it because the Belle Cherie hair is like super silky and still like super healthy. So this is the, gosh, I really need to get a good camera so I can show you this color because it's not coming up on the camera how it looks in real life. But it is this like auburny light brown color that's really, really, really gorgeous. And a lot lighter brown than the ends of this, but it's really pretty. It reminds me of a color that I tried from Garnier, one of their like brown series hair colors. It's really, really pretty, and it's very ashy as well, which I love, 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 love. So I love that I got that ash out of that. And I actually used the ash blonde actually for that middle color, but it turned ash brown, like a light ash brown, because this middle bundle that I had was actually one of the lighter of the bundles, one of the lighter two of the bundles. So I used that, and then at the top I alternated between bleach, the ash blonde, and the brown colors. So that's kind of what I got. That's why I got a kind of multi-toned situation in the front as well. But it looks so much better. I like this unit so much more that I got rid of that bang. And then another thing that I didn't even realize is I sewed them bundles lopsided. The more I started playing with that hair, the more I realized there was more hair on one side of the unit than the other side. So when I actually ended up I didn't just take off the closure and put a new closure, like I redid the unit. So now both sides are evenly even on both sides. I can show you the back. They're both evenly even. There's enough hair on both sides. But I was like, why does one side look better than the other side in like some of these pictures that I was taking? Because there was more hair on one side. That's why. This unit came out, you know, really nice, even though it didn't come out at all how I wanted it to. It ended up coming out really, really nice, and I'm really still enjoying this hair. And I guess also a thing I did differently this time, besides the closure with the Belle Cherie hair, I tried curling it while it was in its natural state, because I was talking to the owner, and usually when you curl hair in its natural state versus like blow drying and flat ironing and then going ahead and curling it, when you curl it in its natural state, the curls tend to hold a little bit longer. But I think this hair is just so satiny and silky, it just doesn't really want to hold a curl for me. And that's another reason why I was really excited about dyeing this hair, because when you dye hair, you get a rougher kind of texture with the hair. Even though that didn't happen with the Belle Cherie, it's still like soft and silky and luxurious. So still, but I mean that because the closure got rough. Now talk about rough. The closure got rough. But the Belle Cherie hair turned out really nice. And it still has a really satiny finish to it. But I thought even, you know, putting some color in it, it would make it a little bit rougher, and maybe it would, you know, be able to hold a curl a little bit better. but the curls still fell after a while. You know, it's getting cold, so there's not a whole lot of humidity. So I can't blame it on the heat this time. The curls just seem to have fallen a bit easily. I mean, I have been really playing in it, and I didn't put any hairspray in this. But yeah, it's kept a little bump, but like I put a lot of curls in this, and I kind of set it with a few pins, so didn't really hold. So I'm still having that mini issue, I guess. I mean, it still looks really nice. It just doesn't have like the waves in it that I put in it, I guess you want to say. But besides that, I think that's all I have to say about this hair for now. It's still kicking, still going, still strong. So if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, leave them down in the description box below. I don't know when I'm gonna do another hair review, because at the end of the day, this is just a hobby for me. And hair is expensive. And I don't have any extra money to be like dishing out for like hobby hair, you know? Like, and I don't do synthetics. I don't do synthetic. I tried that. But you know, when you've had filet mignon, filet mignon, you can't go back to the Spam in a can. You can't do it. Even though Spam in a can is, you know, a delicacy in some places, like I can't go backwards. And that's what I feel like I'm doing when I, you know, get a synthetic unit. I can't curl it, I can't color it, and do all the things that I want to do with the synthetic. I mean, it's cool when you need some, you know, for the minute, for the moment, but what I like to do, I like to play and do things with the hair, and I can't do that with synthetic units. So that's not an option. So I'm trying to see if I can find hair that's cheaper, but all of my faithful and reliable companies on Aliexpress, a lot of those companies unfortunately got closed down because of the renewal system that they were doing on Aliexpress. So it may be a little while before I come back with any new hair, but if I experiment on any of my old units, I will definitely be back. Because I think I may do some more things with this unit. But this is nice for now, isn't it? Right? But I may be back with this unit again if I do decide to do anything else with it. But yeah, so if you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, just leave them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Peace.
They don't go as hard as I do. Oh.